Anytime you get beat by that big a margin, you always go back and, as coaches, you self-evaluate, what we're teaching and what we're asking our players to do, and then we ask our players to do the same thing. And when you look at the film, I mean, there's other than the scoreboard, there are some really good things that you see in that film. Number one, we played a good football team with some really good athletes, and offensively, defensively, and in the kicking game, what you find when you watch film is 9 guys are winning their battle, but the 2 that don't win their battle in any given play, creates a big negative play for us and a positive play for East Carolina. You can see across the board our players, at different times in the game against really good opponents are winning their battles, which shows you that we can be a good football team. If you're down there and you're losing a lot of battles, then you worry about what kind of football team you have. But there's times in that ball game, especially with our defense, that 3 or 4 of their passes, we can't ask our defenders to be in any better situations as far as the techniques we're coaching them and what they're doing. They're doing what we're asking them to do, and the East Carolina receiver just goes and makes a great play. They had, and we knew going in, they had some really good receivers. That number 7's a special player, will be in the NFL, and they like him a lot, and we know why. He's a really good player. I thought their quarterback threw extremely well. He was accurate. We didn't get a lot of pressure on him, but he did sit back there and he put the ball where he had to. Offensively, our guys, I was very impressed with Tyree's first start. I thought he had a lot of composure. He didn't get big-eyed or let the moment get too big. The biggest thing we were all waiting to see when pressure got around him was he just going to take off and run, try to use his athleticism to get out of trouble. A lot of even old quarterbacks don't handle pressure very well. What we thought he did a great job was he sat in the pocket. His footwork stayed consistent. His eyes were down the field looking at his receivers, not looking at the rush. He trusted his offensive line. He trusted the scheme. And he sat in the pocket, and when it was time to run, you saw him step up and run. It wasn't as soon as pressure hit, he was trying to escape the pocket and run to the sideline. And when that happens, a quarterback's more focused on the rush than he is reading his keys down the field, and he did that exceptionally well. He went through his route progressions. He hit some second and third looks. For his first key wasn't there, went down to his second or even his third at times. So he was doing what he was coached to do, and had a lot of faith in his offensive line in front of him. He felt the pressure instead of looked at the pressure, and that was huge, just to see how he took that opening drive right down the field. And I thought during the game, I thought it was actually a fumble, and in reality it was. Stephon caught the ball, and as they're going down, the defender raked it out, and it actually went off Stephon's knee and bounced up in the air. So, I even hate that it's part of the rules, but really it wasn't even an interception because it was a completed ball that Stephon had in, and their defense just did a good job of raking it out, hit his knee and popped up, so they counted it as an interception. So on the day, I thought Tyree really showed our football team, our staff, that he could handle the moment, and we came away feeling really good about our quarterback position. I thought he ran the ball well when he had to. He ran tough, and he led our football team. So we're excited about that. Again, it just boils back to, offensively, you got 9 guys, at times 10 guys, doing their job, and one guy blows an assignment, one guy gets outmanned on a particular play, and it's a negative play. So, yeah, we wanted to go down and compete a lot better, but at the end of the day, with the film, you see us winning enough individual battles, and our whole message to our team was, you know, you got to be on point. Anytime you play, and we said it before going in, when you play a good football team, you got to be consistently good, and that's what we weren't. We were good at times, but we weren't consistent enough. You know, you saw our offense drive the ball down the field, and then when you look on film, why did drive stall out? One or two guys miss an assignment or just get outmanned, and that comes down to mental intensity more than anything. And so I know our coaches accepted the challenge of evaluating what we're doing, and our players, as we met this weekend when we got back, you know, they had a positive attitude going in those film studies about, you know, not just seeing the good that they did, but really investigating why they got beat, why they weren't consistent, and to improve those things to get ready for a really good football team coming in this weekend. Gardner-Webb's a really good football team. You know, their defense is really their marquee trademark of their team. Last year they finished, I believe it was 13th in the nation in total defense. They very stingy defense. They've got some really good players. You know, they've got an All-American at outside linebacker on their defense. It's really can run and hit. They're hard to run against. They are very, very stingy defense in the running game. They're a 3-4 defense. They've got a 3-man front. They remind us a lot of Wofford's defense, and it's always, you know, just like Wofford, very hard to run against that 3-4 defense. Offensively, it all starts with their quarterback. They've got an athletic number 12, so it's going to be the 12 versus 12 show this weekend. Maxwell's their quarterback, a guy we recruited here at Western. He's a very good athlete, big guy. They do a lot with him. They run the option. They're out of a shotgun formation, much like us, but their bread and butter is they want to eat up the clock, grind the clock down, because they know they have a good defense. They want to shorten that game, and they're not a pass-happy football team. They pass just enough off their play actions because they run the ball so well. A lot of their throws come off of play actions. When you start really creeping an extra guy in the box to defend the run and the running quarterback, then that's when they go over the top or boots off of their play action. They got a really good wide receiver. They throw their tight end a lot, which occurs in their boots when you're really down there stopping that run. So they present a lot of problems for our defense just because you've got to account for the quarterback as a runner, and and then when you get really down there accounting stopping the run, then you've got to have a great eye control and discipline in your back end to get your run pass keys, not to get beat on a big play on the play action. So, it's going to take a tremendous team effort. We got to play, as I said earlier, consistently, much better than we did last week. If we do that, I think we'll have an opportunity to go win. If we don't, this is definitely a football team, as they showed last week in a 31-6 win over a good Elon team, that this is a good football team. So, but it all starts with their defense. They do a great job. Travis Cunningham is a heck of a defense coordinator, and then, offensively, you've got to get them off the field because they're going to pound that ball with their running game, and you got to get them off the field. And then when you have opportunities on offense, you got to make them count. We're having a white out, which is first time we've, I think, ever done that in football. So we'll be in our all-white jerseys, and we're asking our fans to wear white to the game. We want to white out Whitmire, as we're calling it, E.J. Whitmire Stadium, and white out the we. And so, you know, our players really are always excited about playing at home. You know, the Catamount Nation has created such a tremendous home field advantage for us, and it's a fun place to play. Our players really get excited about playing in front of the Catamount Nation, and we're just asking our friends and family and boosters and student body and the Catamount Nation just to come out and create that game day environment and be that 12th man. You know, when you go to a place like East Carolina, you know, as you drive in and they've got great fans, and it was a great environment to play in, a hostile environment, and that's what we have been on our way to creating here, and it's just another way with a white out to get our fans excited, and again we're going to put on white face mask on our helmet and the white uniform, white pants. We're going to be decked out from head to toe, other than the helmets in white, and you know. But I told our players there's nothing mystical. It's not like Superman. That doesn't create, you know, mystical powers about us wearing white, but it's just something fun for our fans. You know, it's not going to be any advantage for us against Gardner-Webb. As I cut on the film to watch them play Elon had a whiteout, so Gardner-Webb's feeling pretty good. They're 1-0 against whiteouts, but so hopefully we can break that trend with Gardner-Webb. But you know, it's just something for our fans. You know, our players get excited about doing something different, and it's you know, good for our recruits to see that you know, we do things different to change it up around here. But the whole deal is going to come right back to having great fans that are loud and hostile, and stay here from quarter 1 to quarter 4, and put that pressure on Gardner-Webb being the 12th man.